Chrissy crew, I am so excited. I just been on a baking spree, y'all. I've been on a baking spree, and guess what it is today? You see these blueberries? We're not going to make no swim biscuits this time, but we're going to make blueberry muffins with streusel, with a streusel top. So these are like bakery style, y'all. So we got our these are frozen blueberries, and you melt 1 stick of butter. So I'm gonna put that in there, 1 stick of butter. I think I'm gonna use that bowl to make my streusel with. And then I think we're gonna do the wet ingredients first. So we got the stick of butter. So let me get this gimbal together so I can do this hands free. So we got 1 stick of butter. We're gonna do a 1/2 cup of milk. 1/2 cup of milk. Oh, I meant to put that. I didn't mean to put the milk in yet. Oh, we're gonna use oil, and this makes for a more softer and a more moist muffin. So we're gonna do 1/4. So we're gonna do half of this. This is avocado oil. I love avocado oil. That's about half of that. So we did 1/4 cup of that with our whole stick or 1/2 cup of butter. And then we're gonna do 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Let's go a teaspoon here. And my last recipe, guys, low key, I I used too much vanilla extract. I had did tablespoons instead of teaspoons. So that's 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, 2 teaspoons vanilla extract. I did it right this time. Let's see. Trying to put all the wet ingredients in here first, and then we're gonna add the flour to it. Then we're gonna do sour cream. I've never heard of this in a muffin, but we're gonna do it. From my experience, sour cream make everything taste better. We're gonna do a 1/2 cup. This is a 1/2 cup here of the sour cream. Dollop of daisy would do. 1/2 cup of sour cream. That's a new thing of sour cream too. I already put my milk in already. 1/2 cup of sour cream. So far we got oil, sour cream, vanilla, milk, butter. Two room temperature eggs. It's like these eggs still kind of cool. But they've been out for a little bit. 2 eggs. And we're going to add the sugar and everything later on. We got all our wet ingredients in. So we're going to stir this up. I should have probably got a whisk, in which I have a whisk in there. Let me pause y'all. All right, we got our whisk. We want everything good and incorporated. Like pancake batter. All right. Okay, we're gonna proceed with we're using our red hard wheat flour, yes, again. And we're gonna use 2.5 cups. We're gonna put in 2.5 cups of this flour. And my mama said, dump. That's 1 cup. That's 2 cups. Half a cup of flour. 2.5 cups. I'm going to do 1 whole cup of sugar. Let's see, I'm going to put in some of my half a teaspoon of salt. It's a half a teaspoon. Uh-oh. Having trouble with this salt, yeah. I'm trying to get it out the hole here. Half a teaspoon of salt. We're gonna do 2.5 teaspoons. 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder, because we want these to rise up nice and tall. So 2.5 teaspoons. This is a teaspoon. We got our baking powder. That's 1 teaspoon. 2 teaspoons. And a half a teaspoon of the baking powder. You put salt in, flour. So we got that in. And I have a spoon for this. I'd rather do a spoon for this. We're gonna stir all that up. Right before we stir it, we're going to incorporate the blueberries and fold those in. These are frozen blueberries. I got the oven preheating on 425. I hate that part of my dough turning blue, but oh well.
What down some more cookies?
These muffins.
Oh, okay.
Blueberry muffins. I do want to make some more cookies though.
Oh, I know you have.
Do you like peanut butter cookies?
Nah, they were good, boy. The last cookies made.
Mm-hmm. Oh, oops, I forgot the sugar, y'all. I forgot to put the sugar in. I knew it was something like, wait a minute, something, it went a little bit too fast, so. Oh, man. I wish I would have recognized that I didn't have the sugar in there. I forgot the sugar. Let me stir this up. Oh, man. I wish I would have recognized there wasn't no sugar in there. That's gonna make me have to stir this dough too much. Cause I gotta get that sugar incorporated in there. Let me. Okay, I got it incorporated in there. I wish I would have recognized before I put those blueberries in there. Gosh. And now we're gonna scoop it onto the muffin pan. I don't know where my cookie scooper is. As I had one. That's why I hate moving. This don't look very appetizing, but I'm sure it's gonna be very good, y'all. I'm gonna put together I'm gonna need some more melted butter. So I'm gonna put this to the side. Let's see. I'm gonna do a half a cup of flour, a half a cup of sugar. We're gonna do our streusel. There, let's see. Get down! Get down! Now we're doing the streusel. I got a half a cup of flour. I'm gonna do a half a cup of sugar. And I gotta get the cinnamon. And this is gonna be our streusel. Half a cup of sugar. Just to make it a little bit more interesting, I'm gonna put a little brown sugar in there too. I had just a little bit of brown sugar. And I'm gonna put some cinnamon, and I need some butter. I need to melt some more butter real quick. All right, so we got a little bit of brown sugar in here, a half a cup of flour, a half a cup of sugar, half a cup of flour, a little bit of brown sugar. And some of this brown sugar kind of hard. So I'm trying to, maybe that butter help melt it. And I got some cinnamon. They say a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. So I got my teaspoon. A teaspoon. Half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Got a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. This is my streusel that I'm going to put on top of there. And then here is my melted butter. I think that was 3 teaspoons of melted butter. This is our streusel. Let me just stir that around. Looks good. I'll take some of these big old. Some of this stuff is that brown sugar that was big and clunky. All right, we got our streusel. And we have our blueberry muffins. Let's see, all right, Chrissy crew, this is the last stretch. So here is my streusel. And all we have to simply do is just sprinkle a little bit on the top of that. And that's gonna bake right in there. We just sprinkle just a little bit on the top. It makes for a beautiful presentation and delicious taste. I want y'all to be able to see that crumble. It's my crumble, my blueberry, my streusel. And we're gonna put this in here for 5 minutes on that 400, 425. Try not to have it on the. I mean, that just look pretty already. It ain't even done, but it look pretty already. Just sprinkle it on top like that. Just add that little extra touch to it. It would have been perfect if my batter. Chrissy crew, sorry about that my video cut off, but yes, here are the beautiful blueberry muffins with the streusel on top, and look how they turned out. Nice and just beautiful, full of flavor, full of texture, and they're cooling off on the rack. Delicious.